Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Crypto Insight UK posted this. Just listen to Brad Garlinghouse on CNBC. Two things I picked up. So this was an interview from a few days ago. He noted Romania was using the XRP ledger and Ripple to test a CBDC. Now, we knew about Bhutan and some other pilot projects that Ripple was conducting at the moment, but this Romanian connection, he mentions it in this interview. It was posted over here on TikTok by @XRP247, and it's about a 7.5-minute interview. I just am going to take the last little bit here where he talks about that connection. Of course, guys, I will link this in the description of the video if you are interested to watch the full 7.5 minutes.
Because, I'm probably the biggest conspiracy theorist around this desk here. and I'd love to know what you think about this. We've seen the blockchain and use of the blockchain progress, even as there's been this whole other stuff going on with FTX and so on and so forth. And in the background, the blockchain has been adopted for CBDC experiments. The Bank of France issued a bond with it and so on and so on. So it's happening. Is there a story here or a narrative where every time one of these blow-ups happen, it solidifies the case for the authorities to ring-fence digital and crypto around a CBDC, and your industry dies unless you get on board with a government-mandated, central bank-controlled digital currency?
I view these as separate pieces. Central bank CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, I think may have a role in the future of crypto. Ripple has publicly announced several countries we're working with, where countries, to your point, are doing pilots and testing, issuing central bank, really stable coins of a fiat on the XRP ledger. Those are countries like Romania and Bhutan. But right now I view those as tests. Separately, those are all stable coins, right? They're tied to a fiat. Separately, obviously, you have cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, like XRP, that trade independent of any fiat. I don't view as one versus the other, and I feel, Ripple has always taken the point of view that these are complementary. We're trying to work with the industry, and at the end of the day, if you have a plethora of CBDCs, you still have the need to settle from the British pound to the Argentinian peso. And we're really trying to position XRP, because it's so scalable, because it's so cheap per transaction, so fast, as that bridge asset. And if we can make the entire global economy more efficient for global trade by using that bridge asset, again, the core of what Ripple's solving today, a cross-border transaction, typically viewed as SWIFT, is slow, it's expensive, it's error-prone. We should not rely upon technology from literally 50 years ago.
So there you have it. Brad Garlinghouse there mentioning that Romania connection with a central bank digital currency built on the XRP ledger. Also discussing issues generally surrounding the crypto market, leveraging XRP for liquidity. All those same talking points that we know about. But a new update there, guys, courtesy of Crypto Insight UK on Twitter. And so, again, I will link this in the description of the video if you guys want to watch that full interview. I wanted to keep moving because we are seeing the crypto market continue to falter. In this morning's video, I was talking a little bit about how we're seeing the rest of the market move down. Meanwhile, and this is unusual, we are seeing XRP remain relatively stable, and even just in the last 24-hour period, at least as of the recording of this morning's video, we did see a move upward about 2%, whereas other cryptocurrencies were moving down anywhere between 2 and 8%. So I'll link this morning's video up here if you guys didn't catch it. I'm also seeing this, guys, from Michael Branch, and this is not surprising me one bit. Ripple did just have their Swell conference, and they have now stated that they have seen rapid growth in 2022 based on their on-demand liquidity product. Ripple's ODL solution uses XRP to enable faster, cheaper cross-border payments. In a new statement, the San Francisco-based firm says that the ODL technology is now supported by a growing number of payout markets, including Africa. That was the most recent development for ODL. So we're seeing it in Africa, Israel, Australia, Brazil, Argentina, Belgium, Singapore, the UAE, and the United Kingdom. Ripple says that some of its earliest customers that were onboarded for the RippleNet cross-border payment system have also upgraded to ODL for their remittances. Our enterprise-grade crypto solutions have excelled in reducing the pain points most common for cross-border payments, and our focus on customer experience has propelled novel customers into the world of crypto-enabled payment solutions. So Ripple seeing obviously an increase in business in 2022, not being held back by what's going on with FTX, the crypto market, the downturn, nor are they being held back by the SEC lawsuit. Down here, they say Ripple's machine learning and automation efforts are focused on liquidity. So that was another thing that they mentioned at Swell. They are creating AI, machine learning automation, that is going to focus on liquidity, providing XRP and a smart solution to those corridors that need it most using this type of machine learning technology. Ripple announced the record growth of its crypto-enabled payment solution as it continues to weather its legal battle with the SEC. So the record growth in 2022 has certainly bolstered the company up, and I think this could be why investors, well, certainly retail investors, who follow in the XRP community, but even maybe institutional investors, other than the ones that have gotten in a long time ago. I think there probably are some institutional investors that are realizing that XRP, maybe if they didn't think of it in the same terms 3 years ago, maybe now they're realizing, okay, we have a company that's doing something. In and amidst this collapse, we are seeing that Ripple is still thriving. So maybe we should, in fact, accumulate some XRP for our balance sheet. Anyway, wanted to thank Michael for posting that. Here's another one, guys, from Mike Manfield here, Ripple partner Finastra. They're onboarding Fragmos Chain's blockchain platform for OTC derivatives markets. So in collaboration with Fragmos, a blockchain platform which digitizes interactions between financial institutions to provide Finastra customers with out-of-the-box integration with Finastra Summit, its over-the-counter or OTC derivatives market solution, the API-first integration via FusionFabric.cloud enables banks globally to digitize their OTC derivatives products to reduce the cost and risks associated with manual processes. And here's just a quick quote from Daniel Ivanier, CEO at Fragmos Chain. He said, "Our partnership with Finastra is transforming the way banks interoperate by digitalizing the confirmation process of all derivatives, automating all post-trade processes and arduous documentation, such as for the International Swaps and Derivatives Association, or the ISDA, and eliminating paper. We are helping banks to streamline their operations, trade efficiently and securely, and reduce their risks, capital, and costs. We are excited to collaborate with Finastra and bring a value-added service to banks using this industry-leading capital markets software." So another Ripple partner here, guys, teaming up with Fragmos to provide a better solution for the derivatives market and OTC trading. Got a lot to go through today, so I want to keep moving. Wanted to thank Mike for posting that. I also saw this from Crypto Eddie here at Sento Sumo Saba, Ripple partner Forte. They've raised $725 million for a compliant blockchain gaming platform. So these guys are partnered with Ripple. They're a leading blockchain solution for game publishers. And today they announced, this is a few days old now, that they have secured $725 million in financing, closing their Series B funding round. Forte's platform allows game publishers to easily integrate blockchain technologies into their games, enabling features such as seamless, embeddable token wallets, non-fungible token minting and selling, payment rails, and other services built specifically for blockchain token economies, and the management of digital and virtual assets. In blockchain-enabled games, players can truly own goods rather than making pure entertainment expenditures. Players around the world can freely trade goods and services with each other and can participate in community economies that reward creativity, collaboration, and skill. These new systems provide game players and communities all around the world with new and creative economic opportunities. So guys, this is what they're going to be pushing more and more. With blockchain integration and NFT capabilities specifically for these in-game products, you are actually going to be able, if you are a gamer, you're going to be able to hold ownership of some of these items that you can purchase in-game, and the tracking and tracing of ownership of these items are going to be put on the blockchain, obviously. Ripple is partnered with Forte. We know Ripple has also been developing more NFT solutions on the XRP ledger, or rather they have helped foster the development of NFT solutions on the XRP ledger through their Spring Initiative. Well, now it's called Ripple X, but it used to be called the Spring Initiative. So we're seeing a lot of this occurring kind of all at once. And I think at a point we're going to realize, oh yeah, they were doing this over here at that time, and now they're doing this at this point, and back then they were doing this. I think, guys, when it's all said and done, it's all going to come together, and we're going to step back and realize, wow, that got big really, really fast. Ultimately, this will create more demand for the XRP token on the blockchain, and so we're starting to see it develop as time goes by. Anyway, I will link this article in the description if you want to read further. Wanted to thank Crypto Eddie for posting that. Another article, guys, with relation to Ripple partner Itau Unibanko. Okay, they're coming out of Brazil. This coming from the Cryptic Poet on Twitter. Itau, the biggest commercial bank in Latin America with $400 billion in assets under management, is to start offering crypto custody. So now they're going to start offering crypto custody. Obviously, these banks are seeing that the industry collapsing at the moment isn't necessarily dissuading them from offering these services or planning to offer these services. Itau Digital Assets, the division handling crypto, will first start providing custody for its own crypto next year and then expand it to corporations and institutional clients. Here's a quote, guys. Custody is a fundamental element because especially in a new market like crypto assets, it brings security to investors. We will safeguard customer assets in a reliable environment. This coming from Eric Altafim, Director of Products at Itau Unibanko. And they also just recently hired the former vice president at Crypto.com in Brazil. And he said this, okay, we see a new generation eager to digitize their assets and investments. In our digital assets unit, we will offer solutions with the strictest PLD compliance and security standards. So this is the talking point now. This is, I think, going to be big for a lot of these banks now offering crypto solutions for retail clients specifically. Has to be compliant, has to be regulated, and this is the main theme. This is what they've been wanting and saying for years now. Cryptocurrency needs to be regulated on that grand scale in order for all these countries to interoperate seamlessly and under the eye of, dare I say, Big Brother. Crypto has been the Wild West so far, and now it's coming to a close, guys. But the flip side to that, obviously, with more regulatory clarity comes more real institutional dollars, which will pump into the crypto market. I think they're likely taking this opportunity to buy in low because the crypto market isn't going anywhere anytime soon, guys, despite these prices and despite the turndown that we have recently seen. Anyway, wanted to thank Cryptic Poet here for posting that. And Link 2, guys, they just recently posted a clip of Brad Garlinghouse stating something that I think is really exciting. Okay, Ripple Labs CEO Brad Garlinghouse stated to Link 2 director and member of sales Nick Burafato at Ripple Swell 2022 in London that Bank of America is going to gain a competitive advantage when the SEC versus Ripple case settles by using ODL in its marketplace. So is Brad Garlinghouse pointing towards a definite settlement in the case? Listen to this.
I'm going to take you through my notes from the day. It's quite loud in here, so I apologize. First thing is, I met with Brad Garlinghouse face-to-face, and Brad was so confident. He's got an air of confidence about him that's unbelievable. I met Brad first in 2019 back in Singapore, and he's even more confident today than he was back then. He made it clear that they're ready to settle with the SEC as long as they can get clarity on XRP. I asked him if American companies were waiting on the sidelines to jump in the game once clarity happens, and he said absolutely. And he specifically said Bank of America. Bank of America is a huge partner of Ripple, and he said Bank of America stands to gain really big when the settlement happens because they're going to have a huge competitive advantage over their competitors by using ODL in the marketplace. So Brad is very, very bullish.
So when all is said and done, Ripple is going to flourish in the United States. This coming from Nick Burafato, who has talked on and off the record to Ripple executives in the past. This was the same guy, I don't know if you guys remember, when he was at Swell 2019, he talked to David Schwartz, and David Schwartz essentially told him that the price of XRP cannot be low. It just can't in order for Ripple to conduct the type of business that they need to conduct. And if you guys didn't catch the video I did on that, I did an updated video on that last year. I will link that up here in the top right-hand corner. So this is the same guy here, Nick Burafato, also known as Mr. B XRP on Twitter, interviewing Brad Garlinghouse, and basically Brad says when the case settles, he is 100% confident that this is going to open up the market to their US clients. Now, to confirm, or rather to clarify down here, some people are saying Nick clarifies in the video that he meant to use the word conclude and not settle. So this is not to say that a settlement specifically, but he's saying, when the lawsuit concludes, that would have been a more accurate description of what Brad Garlinghouse was saying here. Bill Morgan down here saying, I got that too, but the tweet attached to the clip seemed to indicate settlement, which caught my attention before I listened. This is what Bill is talking about here. Settlement discussions are confidential for a reason. There's a public policy behind the confidentiality been maintained to encourage the type of open discussions you need to reach settlement and encourage efficient resolution of litigation. So there were some discussions here that Ripple actually wanted to record the settlement discussions with the SEC. And Bill, who is also a lawyer, is saying, that is not likely going to happen. The SEC denied, and Bill here explaining why the SEC would have denied that, and it makes a lot of sense. Asking to record such discussions implies intent to disclose them. No party would happily agree on that. I wouldn't for any client, especially if engaged in other litigation with similar issues. And so the question remains here, will the SEC conclude this lawsuit by stating XRP is in fact a security? Well, here's some interesting information if you did not know. James K. Filan posted this. The SEC has not labeled XRP a security and does not even have the power to do so. Retweeting out Stuart Alderoty's tweet, to be clear, the SEC hasn't labeled XRP a security, nor does it have the power to do so. One judge put it this way, the SEC can only ask the questions and the court ultimately answers. John Deaton here responding, he said, let me add that the SEC itself acknowledged that it does not determine whether an asset is a security, only the court. The SEC, the SDNY, supplies the executive method for testing the validity of the commissioner's complaints. Regarding XRP, it will be invalid. Just going back to this tweet thread here, T. Hole Benedict also saying, I believe it also doesn't have the authority to say it is not a security. No, wouldn't this make all of this settlement speculation illogical? Dingo 8 My XRP responded here, a token can be classified as a security by way of settlement, but not sure if it can be made not a security that way, since by definition the settling party didn't issue it. So a settlement with them may be meaningless to status, unless I'm missing something here. I guess the biggest takeaway is that the SEC cannot actually be the classifiers, but by definition how the lawsuit unfolds, how we finally see this conclusion, that will be the determining factor based on all the criteria that we've seen in the past, the Howey test, so on and so forth. That is, unless we do see new cryptocurrency regulatory clarity. The positive thing coming out of this, guys, this is going to open up the United States of America to do more business running on Ripple. Brad is seeming confident. Nick Birafato, who also let us in on the David Schwartz comment from Swell of 2019, letting us know that XRP cannot be a low value in order to conduct business at this scale. Also letting us know that America is open to running on Ripple. That's just going to increase the utility of XRP, guys. Increase demand of XRP, which will increase the value of XRP. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.